A good evening to you all, and thank you very much for joining us here on Rwanda Television News. Thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are, all over the country, all over the city. Now here's a sneak peek at our headlines tonight. The World Bank has reiterated that for Rwanda to achieve the goals that it has outlined for the country's vision of 2050, the knowledge and capacity of the working class must be increased. The Rwanda Investigation Bureau has issued a warning to those renting out cars to be cautious when handing over their vehicles. On the international scale, American women are poised to play an important role in deciding the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Once again, we're glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali, and my name is Martina Abera. Voting committees in both public and private universities and institutions of higher learning have urged the senators they cast their ballots for to work hard to develop the country's education sector and the welfare of teachers and lecturers. In Kigali City, 2 of the 3 designated voting sites were dedicated to the selection of the senator that will represent public institutions of higher learning and the University of Rwanda, while the remaining one was for private institutions. The bank has reiterated that for Rwanda to achieve the goals outlined in the country's Vision 2050, the knowledge and the capacity of the working class must be increased. The statement was included in the 23rd edition of the Rwanda Economic Update prepared by the global body. Rwanda's youths have been taking advantage of the opportunities the country has to offer, becoming job creators and entrepreneurs.
The things is basically the ease, like how it's easy to start a business here and how if you're young, you have more opportunities available to you. The government is actually, helping you achieve what you want. They're all after you. They're actually, aiding you to your goals. So that's one of the best thing of starting a business in Rwanda.
A company that helps students to go study abroad and come back. Before, there were few people applying for go to study abroad, but for now, there are many people who are applying because of decreases of the prices. Like in number, before it was like 100, but for now, it's around 150 to 180.
Maintaining Rwanda's development trajectory and achieving the targets set in Vision 2050 will require intensified efforts to shift the drivers of economic growth towards a private sector-led knowledge-based economy. Despite considerable progress, Rwanda's skills level remain insufficient to meet its development ambitions. Overall, our support to the education sector and skills development amount to about $829 million, representing about 25% of the total World Bank portfolio in Rwanda.
You should help us to be organized, to coordinate more things, because we have solutions. My colleague is saying they don't have enough money to fund. We have money. We have money. I'm telling you that project of $1 billion outside Rwanda, the export is crazy with Rwanda. We did amazing 30 years in Rwanda, and that's what makes us crazy to think we can do crazy things in the coming years. We are not scared.
Moving back to the first story, voting committees in both public and private universities and institutions of higher learning have urged the senators they cast their ballots for to work hard to develop the country's education sector and the welfare of teachers and lecturers. In Kigali City, 2 of the 3 designated voting sites were dedicated to the selection of the senator that will represent public institutions of higher learning and the University of Rwanda, while the remaining one was for private institutions.
Yeah, we have a lot of expectations For example, the scholarships that are given to high school graduates. We have a lot of talents and a lot of smart students, but are not given a chance to learn from private institutions like Kepler College and others. And so we believe that at least in the future, these students can be also given a chance to learn on scholarships in private institutions. Second, for example, people who do online programs, sometimes when you apply for the equivalents, it takes a lot of time, and sometimes it even stops or it disrupts even the other plans to go for further education, for masters and PhDs. So at least we are expecting that there be more advocacy for these students to be having the equivalents so fast, for them to continue with their further studies. So we're expecting a lot, and we believe with working together and a lot of hard work, we're going to reach it.
Of the 26 members of Rwanda's Senate, 2 represent the country's public and private institutions of higher learning, as well as universities. Heading over to the next one, the Rwanda Investigation Bureau, RIB, has issued a warning to those renting out cars to be cautious when handing over their vehicles. They emphasize that thieves are using various tactics to steal vehicles. This warning follows the exposure of suspects involved in these thefts on Tuesday. Olive Nete has more on this report.
6 men, part of a group suspected of car theft, have been identified. They used a scheme involving renting cars, and once they obtained the vehicles, they would forge documents including personal IDs to sell the stolen cars as if they were their own. After receiving various complaints, the Rwanda Investigation Bureau immediately started pursuing the suspects and managed to seize some of the stolen cars. Victims of the thefts shared their experiences, describing how they were deceived and how their cars were taken from them.
A person came to me to rent a car. It was on Wednesday night, and I agreed to rent him after receiving payment. On Friday, I was contacted by RIB. They asked me if I owned the car. I confirmed that I did, but informed them that I had rented it out to someone else. They even asked me the names of the person I rented it to, which I provided. RIB explained that they had seized the car while it was being sold to another person. I'm here to retrieve my car. My car was taken by people who were renting it, but it ended up being stolen. I filed a case with the RIB after they informed me that my car had been stolen. I would advise others who want to start renting cars to be careful. Ensure you know who you're renting to and verify that your car has all the necessary documents so it can be easily to be traced. Additionally, make sure you are well prepared before renting out your vehicle to someone else.
Dr. Murangira Thierry, the spokesperson for the Rwanda Investigation Bureau, advises car rental providers to be cautious when handing over their vehicles.
They call forged documents such as IDs, vehicle registration certificates, and even contract information to make it seem like the car they are saying is theirs. To protect yourself, thereafter, check the identity of anyone you are renting your car to. Verify their address and closely examine their personal ID to ensure it matches the person. Remember, as the car owner, you have the right to be cautious and only rent your vehicle to someone you truly know. This is important because renting cars has been used in various crimes.
Abantu bakodeshejwe imodoka, abantu bagakodesha imodoka bakajya kuzikoresha ibyaha.
Those arrested are facing prosecution for offenses including forming a criminal gang, using fake documents, and committing fraud to obtain people's property. Minor offenses are punishable by up to 2 years in prison, while major offenses carry a penalty of up to 10 years in prison. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Oli, for that report. Apollinaire Mupiganyi, Executive Director of Transparency International Rwanda, affirms that through effective cooperation between the government and the organization, significant progress has been made in combating extreme poverty and supporting the development of the population. Adam Squizera with more.
In 2000, 6.29% of Rwanda's population lived below the poverty line. By the 2022 census, this number has decreased to 30.4%, marking significant progress. Government programs such as VUP and Jiringa have played a key role in this reduction, enabling many households to acquire livestock and improve their livelihoods, contributing to the overall development of the country. Apollinaire Mupiganyi, the Executive Director of Transparency International Rwanda, affirms that through effective cooperation between the government of Rwanda and the organizations, significant progress has been made in combating extreme poverty and supporting the development of the population. In order to achieve a transformation, there must be cooperation. Primarily, our activities must align with the country's needs. That's why we work closely with Rwanda and the Ministry of Local Government to ensure that the funds we provide to those in need reach them and are used effectively. Bujingo Emmanuel, the Acting Director General in charge of Community Development and Social Affairs in the Ministry of Local Government, emphasized the crucial role of local authorities in implementing programs aimed at lifting people out from poverty.
We work closely together on daily basis in the monitoring and implementation of social protection programs. So we have been working with Transparency for a long time, and we did value the initiative of introducing different initiatives. As I said, they introduced the community scorecards that is intended to ensure the engagement and participation of the beneficiaries of the program into decision making, as well as in the management of the program. So we have also different social protection programs apart from the VUP. So we also have other stakeholders who we work closely with them to ensure that the social protection programs are timely implemented and managed.
Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente, while officially presenting the National Strategy for Transformation NST2, emphasized that the primary goal in caring for the needy and reducing poverty as part of this 5-year strategy. Adams Kwizera, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Adams, for that report. Health experts advise people to be careful when using electronic devices because the radiation of some can prove to be health risks, especially if a person puts them near as they sleep. And Nora Gladys has more on this report.
Computers, telephones, radios and televisions are some of the most electronic devices in people's homes. Research made by Statista Institution, a leading health statistics agency, shows that 90% of people over the age of 18 use their phones and that more than 5 billion of the population use digital devices. Some of those who use these electronic devices points out that these devices might be negatively affecting their lives, even though they are not fully aware of it, according to how they feel when they slept in such a condition, and even more especially for children.
On my end, what I think is that it's not good. The example I can give you is when a person sleeps with a phone on a bed, specifically on the ears. You wake up having a big headache and even having a hard time to wake up. It is even worse to young children, and it's so hard because then the way it affects adults.
There's a way I sleep nearer to my phone, and then I wake up feeling extremely tired. I analyzed that it recently occurred when I slept near my phone. Like when a phone is ringing near you, you feel like it really affects your brain. It made me think that sleeping near my phone can be dangerous.
Can affect you because your body is the same as of the electronic device. Because if you sleep near these electronic devices, I really understand that it can negatively affect you. Normally, it is even prohibited to sleep near a charging phone.
nk'umutekinisiye nyema mbyumva agira ingaruka nyinshi cyane ubundi kirazira no kuba waryama telefone inacometse mu cyumba cyawe.
Dr. Gihozo Justin is one of the doctors here in Rwanda. She's going to be explaining more concerning the effects caused by sleeping together with your phone or even any other electronic things.
Yes, the electronic devices in general, they produce a blue light, and the blue light it has a negative effect on the brain, as it suppresses the production of melatonin, and melatonin is a hormone in charge of sleep. Okay. When you sleep next to the electronic devices that are switched on, it may cause headaches.
Yeah. Medical experts also point out that diseases that can arise from sleeping nearer to electronic devices include brain tumors. Enora Gladys, RwandaTV News.
And we have come to the end of our bulletin tonight. On behalf of the news production team as well as the technical team, we would like to thank you very much for sticking with us on RTV News. I who brought to you the news is Martina Abera. Stay safe and have a great night.